Hey everyone, it's Isaac from True Champion Gaming, and today I have another Spot the Lethal for you guys. I know it's been a bit, but as stuff has slowed down in terms of new content and what we can do, we like to do some of these unique videos as we approach those times. So unique scenario here. We got a Diana level 3. That's not that unique, but we do have a Nico as our opponent. So they currently have 2 Creeping Torments on them. They have 4 cards in memory. They still have a material deck and, of course, a normal deck. It's just off screen over here. And this is our hand. So we are in our main phase currently. So we have materialized, recollected, and drawn for turn. We materialized Bauble of Abundance because we're pretty sure we can just go, do some kind of shenanigans with Umbral Tithe for lethal. But we do have a Seeking Shot, a Take Cover, Forced Load, Anathema's End, and Umbral Tithe. I'm trying to highlight a very specific scenario here. There are, probably a couple ways you could get lethal, but what we're trying to do is guarantee lethal as best as possible. I know there's one that people are definitely like, hey, that's just lethal, we'll do that and we're good to go. And there's another one where we might not realize that something could occur or whatever it might be. So not that this is a hard lethal, but I'm trying to more explain why we shouldn't do one over the other, even though there's multiple routes to get there. So I will pause the video here and give you guys a chance to solve that yourself. Alright, so like I said, we're against Nico. They're at 14 health, 2 Creeping Torments on them, so we do need to make them draw twice. They haven't drawn on our turn at all currently. They do have 4 cards in memory. So, something easy might just be Umbral Tithe, put 3 down for Umbral Tithe because, costs 2 less because of the 2 Creeping Torments on Nico. They'll draw 2 cards into memory, and then they'll take 4, and then they'll take, because of this scenario here where they've taken, they've drawn twice this turn, they'll take 4 more, 2 each. And then they're at 22. We'll pass turn, they'll go to their turn, and then we'll pop Bauble of Abundance, in their recollection, and then they'll draw for turn, taking another 4, putting them at 26. The reason why we don't want to do that is for a couple of reasons. That is a very, makes sense. Sometimes, we just do that. We are expecting that's just going to be enough. But there's 2 scenarios here that loses us the game if we do that play. So if we do go Umbral Tithe in our main, and they do go to 22, and then we pass turn, they have 6 cards in memory. For one instance, this is a Nico, right? And sorry, we actually technically popped this, so we would get another card, and then they would get another random card as well into their hand. They could materialize something like Magebane Lash if they are specifically Nico. This is an interesting interaction with Creeping Torments that each time Creeping Torment, if drawn twice per turn, goes off, this will actually heal the 2 that this is dealing. So this completely negates Creeping Torments 100%. This will go off, they'll take 2 damage, this will heal 2 damage. This second one will go off, they'll take 2 damage, they'll heal 2 damage. So they'll still be at 22, and you didn't get lethal because you're against Nico. Obviously they'd have to banish one of these from memory or use a floating memory. But let's say they're not on Nico. Even if they're not on Nico, they have 6 cards in memory, and if they went to recollect and then draw for turn, or whatever the scenario might be, they could potentially play a Fast Gear, in response play another Fast Gear, putting 4 down. They have 4 to our 5. Now granted, they would have another card, so they actually wouldn't be able to do double Fast Gear here, but just in case, if they did materialize anything, get -1, then they still could. But in response to these going on the stack for the second draw of the turn, they can Fast Gear. And they can double Fast Gear, so their influence is lower, and now they heal 8 while we only dealt 4 to them. So now they're actually going down 4, they're at 18, and now they can progress with their turn. Now, granted, they're not going to do anything on their turn, and, depending on how many cards they had in hand or what they had on board, they might be able to kill you, or you might just get them on the crackback. But that is why we don't just go for the Umbral Tithe into Bauble of Abundance play, because they get interaction on that second draw to play Fast Cure spells. I was able to kill someone as Fire Merlin against the Fire Diana because I went to my turn in recollection they popped Bauble of Abundance. I drew for turn, had enough to cast a second Fireball. I think I cast one in the turn before or in recollection or something like that. And because of these going on the stack, I was actually able to respond to those and Fireball my opponent for lethal. So that is a very real scenario where you can interact with Creeping Torment's second draw of the turn. So what we want to try to do instead is guarantee lethal, right? So with 4 cards in memory, let me get all these back into place. And Umbral Tithe, and I think they're at 18. I think 18. No, they're at 14, weren't they? There you go. So they're at 14 health. The correct play actually would be instead is to put 1 down for a Seeking Shot. If we put 1 down for a Seeking Shot, we're going to deal 1 to them. They're going to get another Creeping Torment, so now they're at 3. And now if we just Umbral Tithe on our turn, we don't even need the Bauble of Abundance yet. That's like a just in case, because Umbral Tithe will now cost 2 because we have 3 Creeping Torments on our opponent. And so now we put 2 down for that. They'll draw 2 cards in a memory. These will go on the stack. This card needs to finish. They'll take 4 from Umbral Tithe. And then they'll take 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. And we have exact lethal on our turn. And now we still have that Bauble of Abundance for extra damage too, just in case we messed up, just in case, you know, if they're at 24 and it goes to their turn, and you know, if they didn't have completely that interaction, we now have 1 more Creeping Torment on them while we get to pop a Bauble of Abundance. And now we're also at a lower influence than them, so it's harder for them to fast cure. So multiple things going on there that makes it really important for, you know, sequencing and making sure you're getting the most out of your damage as possible. You know, we don't want to give our opponents any extra room, even just a materialization or recollection, that we possibly can. Now, there's sometimes where you do that just in case to play around something, maybe to bait them into playing something so you can kill them, whatever it might be. But in general, that is basically the sauce to making sure you're really taking and closing out games, is doing it as efficiently as possible. So let me know if you got that lethal, if there's a different lethal or something I messed up, some other interaction you guys want us to know, or you know, that could matter as well. Please leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.